Today I'm presenting the Shigeru Kawai 6'3" grand piano, the model SK-2. Stick around, it's going to be insightful and interesting. Hi, I'm Ted Barcelou with Alamo Piano Galleries. You can find us online at alamopianogalleries.com. Visit our website, Shop for Pianos, and look for us if you're in Ohio, Michigan, Texas, or St. Louis or Kansas City. We have stores nearby you where you can find one of these wonderful SK-2 pianos, the Shigeru Kawai 6' model that I'm talking about today. But before we do that, I think today I'm going to focus the piano fact. And the piano fact is just going to be Japanese words, kind of like Pee Wee Herman. Because I'm talking specifically about the Shigeru Kawai piano, this is a piano that has a specific individual's name, their entire life's work, individualism, their deeds and their beliefs, everything, their integrity is into this piano. And I can't say enough things about it. So back to the Japanese words. The first thing, well, the one thing about all musical instruments is the sound. Soundboards from the Shigeru Kawais actually have a method called Kigurashi aging system. It's premium aged soundboards from Alaska and Canadian solid Sitka spruce. And they use that. They make handmade soundboards. The boards are planked out, and then they put the beams on the back so the rims are there, and then they're hand planed and they're hand built for each piano that they're done. The main important thing about Shigeru Kawai pianos is they're never rushed. The artisans, they're called elite artisans. And they take their time. There's no pressure on them to produce X number of pianos a year or per month. Each one is a perfection, and each one is an individualized, kind of like a unique to the world instrument. Consistently, they're all the same. They play identically a lot. They have the Millennium 3 action in it. The next Japanese word for piano fact that I have today is shikosen hammers. And shikosen means ultimate voicing. These hammers are made from premium wool materials. They don't use any artificial hardeners. They don't use any kind of heat, steam, or any kind of process. It's just hand pressured and hand formed hammers. They're cut and precision made. And the next thing I have is the Kansei Kateji rim. And that is the multiple layers of super hardwoods, different types that they use so that they make generally a big solid foundation rim so that they can put the soundboard and the frame in there, contain all that pressure, and transfer all that energy right back into the string and the soundboard vibrations. That's the premier function of the SK pianos, is to maintain the energy and to keep it flowing through the instrument. There is also something they don't brag about much at Kawai, but I love to brag about. It's the interior of how these rims look on these SK pianos. They put this bird's eye kind of maple or this finish on it, or birch, whatever kind of woods they're using. And they do have some specialty woods they use for specific special models. They have a Permidian model. They also have the 60th anniversary. Well, they don't have the 60th anniversary. They have just different kind of woods they put inside some of those things. It's really interesting. The next word I have is the tamuki, and that means hand wound. It's the tamuki bass strings, and tamuki means hand wound. And these strings, when they make them, each one is individually made at the factory. And the bass strings are the ones that are wrapped in copper and brass, and they're wrapped so they can slow down the vibrations and they can carry those low tones, rich and pure. When they make the piano strings and they hand wind them, they put the bass string in there, and they pull it up to pitch, attention, where it's going to be tuned at, and that's when they begin the wrapping process. It's like a lathe, and it turns, and they go all the way down the line, and some of them they have to put 2 or 3 layers on them. It depends on how low on the piano scale the string is. I want to talk a little bit about one thing that I think makes their dampers and their pianos so they're quieter when they play. You don't hear if you use the damper pedals, you don't hear the wool going in and out of the string, the little V formations. You don't hear that sound. It's a lot quieter because their hammers pick up from the back. They pick up differently so that they don't make anywhere near. It's kind of like pulling it instead of just pushing it. And if you pump that pedal, it's really hard to get those dampers to vibrate the strings. Where on any other normal grand piano, you can pump that pedal and you can get the whole thing to, you know, kind of vibrate and get the whole harp to vibrate open. Other things I wanted to talk about is the Millennial 3 action. This is the one thing that makes all of the SK, including all the K Kawai and the GX series pianos, including their upright pianos, they all have the Millennial 3 carbon fiber action inside it. The idea behind this action is that it is not subject to temperature changes. It's not subject to humidity changes. Normally these parts traditionally have been made out of wood. It's just subject to swelling and changing over time, cracking, brittle, and breaking off. On carbon fiber, that will not happen. It's a great space-age material, and it is just one of the most beautiful things to look at. It is just a work of high technology to see the interior working action of one of these SK pianos and to see how it actually lays out and works. It's like looking at both the motor and the transmission of a car at the same time. With that, we're going to have a little bit of a listen here to the SK-3, and we'll be right back. One of my favorite things about these Shigeru Kawai pianos is that it's not just a great piano to play. The piano reaches out to you. It reaches out to you and says, hey, look how inspiring I am. Listen to how great you can make me sound. Listen to the songs that are in your heart and in your mind that just want to come out from this instrument. It's an instrument that just inspires, it motivates you, and you get the initiative to get up and play it all the time. And I'm thrilled because we had a customer buy one here today, and I was really kind of surprised because he was just so casual about it, but I found out he had actually played it a whole bunch of times. But it's really a great thrill to watch someone make the decision to buy a phenomenal instrument, particularly if they've been shopping for pianos. They're dedicated a good portion of their life. A lot of people, it's almost every day of their life. There's a chunk of it dedicated to practicing piano to develop their own personal craft, whether they use it in their job or in their work or just for personal fulfillment. Becoming a musician is kind of like a different kind of, it's a way of life. It's a religion in and of itself. And pianists, some of them are focused. There isn't any amount of money in the world they won't spend to get the great instrument. The nice thing about the SKs is they're super affordable for Tier 1 pianos. They're some of the best Tier 1 pianos you can get for the money out there in the world today. And with that, I want to again invite everyone into Alamo Piano Galleries in Michigan, Ohio, St. Louis, Kansas City, and Texas. We have stores near you. And play one of these fine instruments. Let us know what you think. Leave us some comments. If you haven't already, subscribe to our channel, and we love to interact with you and see what the exchange of information and experience is about. Particularly in this case, acoustic grand pianos, but we're willing to listen to just about anything. Thank you so much for your time, and we'll see you again next time. Again, this is Ted with Alamo Piano Galleries.